What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Power Play with CJ. Today we're going to focus in on BU center Sahir Gill and why make a case for why he could fit in all 30 teams this upcoming draft. He's been passed over in 2 drafts, kind of like teammate Garrett Noonan, and they're both fans of the show, by the way, and that's kind of why I'm doing this. Okay, trying to cut you a break, Gills. Hopefully, at least one GM sees this and calls your name in June. If not, you get a lucrative contract as a free agent in a few years. Little background on him: native of Terrace, British Columbia, which is from what I've read in the Boondocks, and that's not anything offensive. When you're from Saudi, everything's the Boondocks, like where I am in Florida. Sophomore at BU this year had 31 points in 39 games for a team that overcame tremendous adversity to make the NCAA tournament. And last year as a freshman had 25 points in 39 games while playing a sound two-way game, winning face-offs, killing penalties, doing all that shit that doesn't show up in the stat sheet. So we're going to go in alphabetical order, all 30 teams, why he'd be a fit on all those teams, and hopefully just gets around and NHL GMs start watching the power play more often. Anaheim. You've already got BU center Nick Bonino on the team that plays a sound two-way game. Might as well add Gilsey to the mix. Another player that plays a similar style. Bonino's a little faster, but I think the face-off ability's better with Sahir. Bruins. He plays 3 miles away from the Garden. If Peter Shirley reads the paper in the morning, sees the name on the stat sheet, I mean, you're going to see, playing for a national juggernaut, 3 miles from the Boston Garden is kind of a big deal. Plus, Claude Julien is a stiffler for defensive hockey, and if you forwards have to play sound defensive hockey, i.e. Tyler Seguin last year, I mean, Claude screwed that kid out of ice time. Then, saves their ass against Tampa Bay in the playoffs. Obviously, I remember that. Buffalo. You guys waste money on these shitty free agents. Ville Leno, great job. Great signing. Christian Ehrhoff, Norris Trophy winner. Obviously, you guys can throw a draft pick Gilsey's way, get him in your organization, and let him prosper. Calgary, worst prospect pool in hockey right now. Gaudreau should make the pros. Billy Arnold should make the pros. Barshimi, whatever the frick his name is, a Swiss kid. He's Swiss from Portland. He'll be a pretty good first second liner, but beyond that, all their prospects suck. There isn't one future impact player in that organization right now besides the guys I just named. If you people in Calgary want to continue to believe Greg Nemus is the next Cam Neely and he's going to be a bona fide power forward for years to come, keep smoking that. Send some my way. Give me some more fucking delusional thoughts. Carolina. Got a great plethora of young offensively talented players. Stahl, Skinner. It's a great young defenseman. Justin Falk. Ryan Murphy, Jimmy McBain. Add a sound two-way player. Can't wear 28 because Justin Falk's taking it already, but who cares? Chicago. Guys already got fellow BU sophomore Adam Clendenning in that organization. Might as well have Gilsey. What the fuck? Great chemistry. If Clenny's long ball and passes fall into the pros, Sahir will be on the receiving end of many of them and leading to goals for the Chicago Blackhawks for many years. It's a text from my boss on answering it. Colorado. You've got sound Matt Duchene, Ryan O'Reilly, both sound two-way young centers. Jesus Christ, why did that take 3 times? Might as well add Gilsey to that mix and go from there. Ryan O'Reilly's probably a much similar player now I think about it. Defensive hockey and offensive numbers. Columbus. Guys suck. You can afford to add anyone. Jesus. You blow draft picks on shitty players. You trade draft picks for shitty players. Might as well spend a late or whenever on a kid that's actually going to blossom and be a solid professional hockey player. Dallas. You already got BU teammate Alex Chiasson in that organization. Might as well add you got the power forward. You got a good young center in Jamie Benn. Get some solid young defensemen. Solid young goalie in Jack Campbell. Might as well have a solid two-way center to help your team going forward and to play a 200-foot game. Detroit. You need to play two-way hockey to play with the Detroit Red Wings, right? Might as well add a kid that's at 19 already understands the nuances of defensive hockey and how to play it at an effective level while still putting up effective offensive numbers. Perfect fit for that organization, and if I were to bet my money on any team grabbing them, it's Detroit. Edmonton. Your forwards are good offensively, but no one's responsible in their own zone, so right there, perfect fit. Florida. You got every type of prospect imaginable. You got a 6'5" center in Bustad, some good defensemen and good Branson, Kulikov, and Keaton Ellerby. Great young goalie in Markstrom. Solid offensive superstar to be in Jonathan Huberdeau. Might as well add a sound two-way player. What the hell? Fully round out that team. LA, who better to teach Sahir how to be a professional, how to be a bona fide pro hockey player than Mike Richards, another great two-way player that plays the game right, plays the game at an effective level, in the 200-foot thing. Minnesota. Already got former BU teammate Charlie Coyle there. Might as well add Sahir and let those two play their sound two-way games while still putting up effective offensive numbers on a consistent basis. Montreal. You got to play two-way hockey to be a fan favorite in Montreal, unless you're, last names, Richard or LeCavalier or Bellevaux and you're French Canadian. But Sahir would be a great fit up there. Definitely. I think they're gonna draft Galchenyuk this year and have those two as bona fide two-way forwards going forward. It'd be a good thing. Nashville. We've already drafted Garrett last year. After being passed over in 2 drafts and having a standout season at BU. Why not add his teammate to the mix? And you know what? Perry Trotz is another one of those coaches where if you want to play, you got to play sound defensive hockey, and fits that mold perfectly. If Mike Fisher, excuse me. Well, I'd rather be Mike Fisher because he's got a hot wife than Mike Richards, because it's your first line center. Then how important two-way acumen is to that coaching staff and that organization on the whole. If they want aspirations to win the Stanley Cup this year, their two-way forward is going to be a big part of it. New Jersey. Your MO is defensive hockey, right? You won 3 Stanley Cups playing the trap, for God's sakes. You're gonna lose Parisi, who's a very responsible defensive player, I might add. Might as well add Sahir to the mix and help a few years down the line in that replacement process. Some scoring and some upside offensively. The New York Islanders, the team that's blowing draft picks left and right. Might as well have a sound two-way forward. Jeff Bailey's not that guy. They thought he was. He's not. Ain't gonna be. Overrated defensively. I think he's a little bit of a prima donna too, as noted by his contract dispute with the Islanders this past year. You need a sound two-way forward to complement Tavares going forward, and Sahir might be that guy. New York Rangers. You make a living off college hockey players. Derek Stepan, Ryan McDonough, guys like that. And Tortorella's another coach that's a stiffler for defensive hockey. It's a guy that berated LeCavalier and helped turn him into the effective two-way player that he is now. If he had that effect on a bona fide superstar, he can do that to guys here. Ottawa. Another team that's built around two-way forwards. They got some skilled offensive guys, but they got some two-way guys that can take care of the nuances of that side of the puck in their organization. Jim O'Brien, former Seattle Thunderbird, comes to mind. Stephen DaCosta, former Merrimack Warrior, comes to mind. Let's see what happens. They got some good young forwards in that organization. They're really deep. They're deeper than people give them credit for, from what I've seen. Even though, according to one United States World Junior team member, they don't like what Mark Stone is selling. They think he's overrated. But I think Stone's overrated, so I might as well add a two-way player that can skate into here. Philly. Claude Giroux. It's a guy that you can tell he emulates. I don't know. Is he somebody take it? Well, I think part of it is they're both number 28, which is a rare hockey number. So you kind of see a two-way player and you see the 28, you see the comparisons there. But, there's a team that requires two-way play. Mike Richards fit in well before he got traded for partying too hard. Sorry for party rocking, West Philly. But, it'd be a great fit in that organization too. It's a team that requires you to work hard and play hard to be a fan favorite, and they'll do just that. He'll do just that. Phoenix, another team that doesn't have too many offensive superstars, but requires sound defensive hockey and offensive contributions and timely offensive contributions. And judging by his 3-point game against an elimination game at UNH, the offense is there, timely. That's what you need. Pittsburgh, you got 3 stud centers, but one more wouldn't hurt. San Jose, you've already got his line mate, Matty Nieto, in that organization. Thornton and Marlowe are getting old. Eventually, it's going to be Pavelski and Couture's team. In a couple of years with those two being phased out. Add Gilsey to that mix to play with Matt long term. That'd be sick. That'd be unreal. Former college line mates playing together in the NHL. Something you don't see, at all. St. Louis, another team that requires its forwards to play at a sound defensive level, and contribute offensively without giving up the defensive side of the puck, i.e. Ken Hitchcock. And that's why they're going to win the President's Trophy this year. Be a good fit with that lineup. And they've already got former BU Terry and Kevin Shattenkirk there, so fits in pretty well. Tampa Bay. You already got Stamkos and LeCavalier established these first few centers, slide in nicely behind those two guys and be able to contribute on the power play, kill penalties, all that. And I'm down here too, so he's a big fan of the show, so I think it'd be cool geography to have him here. And Steve Eiserman's obviously a Detroit guy, so he understands the importance of drafting guys that can play defensive hockey. So, right there you go. Toronto. Berkey, you require guys to play defensive hockey. There you go, right there. And come on, Kessel ain't doing it. I'm sorry. He's gonna put up numbers, but he'll never be in a level like Stamkos or Crosby due to his failure to play sound defensive hockey. So there, I said it. Vancouver. It's a British Columbia kid, for God's sakes. It's right there. I mean, I don't know how close Terrence is to Vancouver. Probably not too close, if I had to guess, because it's obviously a big province. Canada's a big country, and the provinces are all bigger than any of our states. But, you got a kid playing in British Columbia, won the BC League with the Vernon Vipers. Might as well bring him in, make him a hometown favorite. And besides, who better to learn from than Ryan Kessler? Sound defensive center that plays a great game and former college hockey player, too. Washington. You guys got a great young defensive forward that can play at a high level offensively, and Cody Eakin. Might as well bring in Gill and, have them complement each other going forward. I think both their games are great, and they could really help each other going forward. And I think he'd definitely be a good fit behind Backstrom and who's it, Troy Brower going forward. Finally, Winnipeg. Kid from rural Canada. Might as well add him into a mix that to a fan base that is starving for good hockey. They were deprived of the NHL for 15, 16 years, and starting a few years away from having a winner. But to have a winner, you need to have a consistent two-way forward, and that's what Sahir is. So that's it. Hopefully, every fan base that sees this gets to write letters. It's like when you have a political issue, write letters to your congressman or senator or whatnot. Let your GMs and scouts know. You get a quality hockey player right here, and I'm hoping I can help move up in the draft and make some money. So here, thanks for the support, being a fan of the show. What's up, boys, and ComEv, and keep your heads up, boys. Had a great year, and appreciate all the support you guys giving me, and I'm sure you appreciate my support too. So that's it for this episode of the Power Play with CJ. The case for Gills, let's call it, and see everyone later.